today's news, COVID-19 assistance grants report laid in the House of Assembly. Report lacking context says House of Assembly members and names should have been removed, says Premier. We also saw the second SAP approved by government, totaling approximately $24 million. And WALWYN on loan guarantee says a monumental blunder for government not accepting the UK's loan guarantee. But these are more stories when 284 News return.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
Welcome viewers to the Friday, July 14th edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. While leading today's news, the recently released report on the examination of the House of Assembly's COVID-19 assistance grants has uncovered troubling findings regarding the distribution and management of the grants. The report highlights that the COVID-19 pandemic had a severe impact on the territory's most vulnerable citizens, leading to the formulation of the House of Assembly Assistance Grants Initiative. But the aim of this initiative was to address the immediate and urgent needs of those who experienced hardship due to the pandemic. However, the report reveals that the absence of proper controls in the program resulted in multiple abuses and the allocation of public funds to unqualified applicants. The audit review found a general lack of adherence to the program's guidelines, indicating significant flaws in the distribution process. But some key issues highlighted in the report include approval of grants without sufficient documentary evidence of genuine need or the impact of COVID-19 on the applicants, lack of a tracking mechanism to prevent multiple awards to a single applicant, resulted in numerous duplicate payments, failure to identify and refer applicants to other COVID-19 programs better suited to addressing their specific needs, exacerbating the problem of multiple awards and abuse. Non-adherence to the requirement for the Financial Secretary's review and approval of exceptions to the program, particularly applications exceeding $5,000. A disregard for the requirement of transparency in payments to third parties, particularly for large sums paid directly to the applicant or supported only by a solicitation letter. A non-compliance with public finance management regulations in the procurement of services for district or community works. But despite these serious shortcomings, the report acknowledges that the House of Assembly COVID-19 Assistance Grants Initiative did offer some assistance to individuals facing financial hardship due to the pandemic. However, there were instances where applicants exploited the program to obtain funds for personal gain or without genuine need. The report also highlights the management structure of the program, which is led by the clerk, but driven by the representatives. Well, limited time and resources in this environment may have contributed to inadequate review of applications and non-compliance with guidelines. During the recent sitting of the House of Assembly, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley laid a report on the examination of the House of Assembly's COVID-19 assistance grants before the members. The report sparked a debate among the sitting members who expressed a shared view that the presentation of the audit findings lacked essential context necessary for the public to fully understand the funds were utilized. But as the discussion unfolded, it became evident that the members mentioned in the report felt that crucial details were omitted, leaving the public with an incomplete understanding of the spending allocation. But these members emphasized the need for transparency and the inclusion of relevant context to provide a comprehensive picture of the expenditure of the grants.
Madam Speaker, I will not in any way try to defraud or circumvent any of the rules and regulations that we set in this honorable House, including any of the laws that exist in this territory. But Madam Speaker, what it appears to be sometimes is if you just put something on a paper just so it looks and it speaks to this narrative that, you know, the politician them corrupt and them is crooks and them is thieves, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, that is the farthest thing from the truth.
No one can argue, Madam Speaker, that the Auditor General has a job to do, and she's obviously doing it. Unfortunately, Madam Speaker, the way the information in the report is being conveyed can be misleading. Even though it's factual, it could be, in many cases, 99% of the time it's factual, but it could be misleading.
Madam Speaker, I don't want persons who think of this report when they look at it. Some already have made up their minds what they want to think anyway, because nothing good could come out of the House of Assembly. It's just them trying to help themselves. So, Madam Speaker, I want persons, when they look through this report, that they understand that during a very difficult time, we were given some funding to assist how best we see. There was some guidance. We followed the guidance the best we could. Help as many persons as we could. Madam Speaker, there'll always be audits, but I would say audits should always be made not for destructive reasons or to try to make anybody look bad, but audits should always, at the end of the day, leave systems stronger, more effective, and more efficient. I'm not sure that we said any of that.
Madam Speaker, also, be that as it may, I believe that context is also important in terms of when persons pick up these reports and read them. I think that's why it's important for us to be the Auditor General's report is the Auditor General's report, that members have the ability to be able to debate these reports in the House of Assembly and to provide the relevant context that might have been missing from the entire process of compiling the reports.
When these reports are laid, they're not gospel. Auditor General does her investigation, but it does not mean that her conclusions are infallible. And as the member for the 8th said, these reports don't provide the context necessary for persons to understand why things took place or didn't take place. And so it's important for us to be able to provide a more balanced perspective by debating the audit.
Some members took the opportunity to provide additional context regarding the spending mentioned in the report, aiming to shed light on the specific circumstances surrounding the mentioned expenditures. But further details on these contributions will be provided in a subsequent broadcast. But up next, names should have been removed, says Premier, and second SAP approved by government totals approximately $24 million. But these are more stories after a word from our sponsors.
Today, I am doing coral treatments with Beyond the Reef. Today, we are doing shark research. So today, we are doing whale research with Beyond the Reef. And wherever I go, I take CCT with me because my life is unlimited.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back, viewers. Well, in a recent sitting of the House of Assembly, Premier Dr. The Honorable Natalia Wheatley expressed his disappointment regarding the decision to release an unredacted version of the report on the examination of the House of Assembly's COVID-19 assistance grants to the public. The Premier voiced his concerns and emphasized with individuals or empathized with individuals named in the report who may face public scrutiny despite having done nothing wrong, as well as those who might be shamed by society for needing financial assistance. Premier Wheatley emphasized the potential negative consequences of releasing the unredacted report, particularly for those individuals who have found themselves in challenging circumstances and relied on a COVID-19 assistance grant. But he highlighted the importance of protecting the privacy and dignity of those in need, ensuring that they are not unfairly judged or stigmatized by society.
I begged and I pleaded for the names of the persons in this report to be redacted. I begged and I pleaded for the identities of the private citizens who applied for this assistance for their names to be private. I don't think disclosing the identities of these persons has done anything to further the cause of good governance. The identities of the persons should have been left out. But that fell on deaf ears.
While recognizing the importance of public access to information, Premier Wheatley underscored the necessity of safeguarding the well-being and reputations of those affected by the report's content. He called for a more thoughtful and responsible approach to ensure that individuals seeking assistance during challenging times are treated with respect and compassion.
And I feel very badly for the persons who innocently sought to receive assistance in a difficult time, an unprecedented time, where the economy of the entire Virgin Islands was shut down. And now we have placed these persons' names in the public sphere to be scrutinized and in some instances condemned and ridiculed. It is very sad. And perhaps some persons, especially given some of the information in here, will want to seek remedies for how their reputation will be sullied as a result of their name being placed in a particular context and the appearance of doing something wrong, especially when all the proper information isn't in the report.
Nearly $24 million will be made available to the government of the Virgin Islands following the approval of a second schedule of additional provisions on Thursday. Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, confirmed that a total of $23,648,042 was approved following the amendments to the initial SAP. Of the sum, he said, $16,259,880 is allocated to the recurrent expenditure, of which $10,048,072 is in excess of the appropriated amount.
Recurrent expenditure, $16,259,880, of which $10,048,072 are to be expended in excess of the appropriated amount and will be funded in the following manner: $11,641 from grant funding, $400,000 from the miscellaneous purpose fund, and $9,636,431 to be charged against the consolidated fund. $6,211,808 in savings from the reallocation of funds are to be expended in variation of the appropriated amount to be charged against the consolidated fund of the territory.
In addition, Premier Wheatley said a capital acquisition expenditure in the amount of $2,692,637 is included in the SAP and will be funded in the following manner:
$509,862 from grant funding, $333,400 from the Transportation Network Improvement Fund, and $250,000 from the Environmental Protection and Tourism Improvement Fund, $618,000 from the Consolidated Fund, $564,500 from the Development Fund, $416,875, $416,875 are to be expended in variation of the appropriated amount to be charged against the Development Fund of the territory by way of funds transferred from the Consolidated Fund.
As it pertains to the capital expenditure, Premier Wheatley said the sum of $4,695,525 has been allocated.
$100,000 from the Miscellaneous Purpose Fund, $750,000 from the Transportation Network Improvement Fund, $130,000 from the Consolidated Fund, and $2,375,000 $1,525 from the development fund.
70,000.
$2,370,525 from the development fund. $1,345,000 are to be expended in variation of the appropriated amount to be charged against the development fund of the territory by way of funds transferred from the consolidated fund.
The finance minister also took the time to explain the reason for this second SAP.
Madam Speaker, throughout the year, there may be need for any government to bring a schedule of additional provisions to the House of Assembly for its consideration. This can be a result of a plethora of reasons, including the reprioritization of its projects, programs, and initiatives, unforeseen expenditure that may have arisen, and the insertion into the budget of grant funding that is administered by central government. Madam Speaker, obviously, we had an election, and of course, we made certain policy decisions following the elections. We have two new ministries, the Ministry for Financial Services, Labor and Trade, the Ministry for Tourism, Culture and Sustainable Development. And of course, we would have had to appropriated funds for those ministries to be staffed and operated. Of course, other things have popped up as well.
Premier Wheatley also addressed the source of the additional funds.
Funding for this SAP was identified from the Consolidated Fund, the Development Fund, the Transportation Network Improvement Fund, and the Miscellaneous Purposes Fund. Madam Speaker, grant funding from UNICEF towards education and the RESEMBID project, which is funded by the EU towards environmental initiatives, have also been identified. This particular funding source does not put undue financial burden on the Treasury like the other sources and is therefore encouraged.
Well, up next, a monumental blunder. WALWYN on government not accepting UK loan guarantee. And Des Moines Lakers takes on Memphis Grizzlies tonight. With these stories, when 284 News return.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
Shake me awake. Bring me back to reality.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Representative for the 6th District, Honorable Myron WALWYN, has labeled the government's failure to accept the approximately $400 million United Kingdom loan guarantee as a monumental blunder. But at the time of his comment, WALWYN was speaking in the House of Assembly during the debate stage of the government's motion to approve schedules of additional provisions. Well, he said there are far too many issues in the territory that immediately needs addressing, adding that the territory's budget is insufficient to tackle all the existing issues.
A mistake was made. A monumental blunder, according to Ralph Gonzalez, was made. Not accepting that $400 million loan guarantee. was a monumental blunder. I hear the Premier say we have money, we're not broke, but I'm not seeing reflected in this budget as much as we should the money that we're not broke to fix the things that we need to fix.
WALWYN accused the government of not prioritizing certain issues in the territory, as he alluded to the recently held non-stop concert where an estimated $250,000 was spent by the government.
There's $500,000 in there for meters. I'm grateful for that because I had an experience with trying to get meters for some people to get water, but there's only $100,000 for pipes. We spend more money on a one-night party than what we put in here to put pipes throughout the entire country. That to me does not sound right. That 100,000 pipe from the time you come out of District 6, that money done. So what about the other communities? I'm speaking about, of course, priorities, doing things that are important to the people coming off of the heat of an election, where people have said to us how they feel. Roads. The roads in this country are horrible. I'm glad to see that, yes, something is being done to get the asphalt plant going, but we have to get that cranked up as soon as possible.
The opposition legislator also said that the marketing of the territory and its current infrastructure does not reflect what is being advertised on the international market, when he described the act as false advertising.
That we market the BVI as a luxury destination. That is what we go out and we tell people. But the reality of it is, when they touch down at Beef Island and they drive down, we are giving false marketing. Because when you say you are a luxury destination, there are certain simple, rudimentary things that people expect to see in a luxury destination. And the reality of it is that we are failing miserably at it, and we're still holding our heads up high and calling ourselves a luxury destination. It is false. When people go out on the water, absolutely we are. But on land, we are failing miserably.
While the $400 million loan guarantee is no longer available as an offer, the BVI government still has an opportunity to return to the table to discuss with the UK government should they require a loan. But this was the sentiment shared by the governor, His Excellency John Rankin, during a recent interview with Tweet4 Media.
Well, I regret the fact that that previous loan guarantee offer wasn't taken up. It was a decision for former Premier Foy and the government at that time. They chose not to take it up. But yes, the UK government is happy to have further discussions in this area should further borrowing be required. And in particular, if there can be flexibility under the financial management protocols, and that can be agreed with detailed proposals made to the UK government, that can help to reduce the cost of borrowing for the BVI government going forward.
But to our final story of the day, BVI lander Demoy Hodge will be taken to the court tonight against Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA 2K24 Summer League, where his Los Angeles Lakers have so far managed 2 wins and 1 loss in the Summer League. Hodge, throughout the duration of the tournament, has been making steady improvement from his 11 points in the first game against the Golden State Warriors to 22 points in his latest game against the Boston Celtics on Wednesday. In the game against the Celtics, Demoy's minutes on the court increased to approximately 30 minutes, up from the 22 and 25 minutes recorded in his previous games. But in the Boston Celtics game, Hodge converted 50% from the field and 46.2% from the three-point range, and was among the commentators taking talking points despite the Lakers' 95-90 loss to the Celtics. The Lakers will play the Grizzlies at around 11 p.m. BVI time. But that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye-bye.